If you're in your 20s or your early 30s and you're working hard, posting content, listening to podcasts, taking courses, and even investing into coaching or mentorship and still not seeing momentum, then this video is going to make you a little bit uncomfortable, but in a good way. Because the problem isn't your intelligence, it's not your effort, and it's not even your opportunity. It's the system that you're running your life and your business on. Hi. I'm Christian Graham, co-founder and CEO of Maricross Media and the MK Lab, and business coach to 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs. And today, I'm going to walk you through why most entrepreneurs stay broke in their 20s and the exact same system that fixes it without hype, without shortcuts, and without compromising your values. So stay with me until the end because I'll give you a practical framework that you can implement this week. All right, here's the uncomfortable truth that most people will not say. Most entrepreneurs don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they lack stewardship. They're busy, but they're not effective. They're motivated, but misaligned, consuming information, but not converting it into outcomes. And if we're honest, modern entrepreneurship trains you to chase attention instead of trust, chase money instead of mastery, chase outcomes instead of inputs. So you end up exhausted, distracted, and burnt out. Let me describe the most common pattern that I see within my clients and within people that I teach and coach. So you wake up and you check your phone, you scroll, you respond, you react, you try to work, but your attention is kind of fractured. You post content, but it feels random. You network, but there's no clear payoff. And at the end of the month, you ask yourself, why am I doing all of this? I'm doing everything right, but nothing is working. And the answer really here is simple and hard to hear. You're building, but you're building without order. And I know this because I've been there in my early 20s too, and I didn't realize it until my late 20s or even until I hit 30. But disorder always produces chaos across all 5 of my pillars, which is faith, family, fitness, finances, and fellowship. Now, here's where most advice goes wrong. Right? People will tell you to work harder or believe more or just stay consistent or my favorite, right? Just manifest it. But consistency without direction is just repetition. And the truth is, you can't manifest anything. You can only bring into alignment what God has already manifested in your assignment. So instead of asking, how do I make more money? You need to ask yourself, what system am I running on? Because every result in your life, whether it be income, energy, clarity, is the output of a system. And right now, most entrepreneurs are running a system designed by algorithms, other people's opinions, dopamine loops, and survival thinking. Not intention, not stewardship, and definitely not leadership. So we need to reset this. And here's the principle that changed everything for me. Money is not a reward for effort. Money is a fruit of obedience organized into a system that's aligned to God's will to fulfill what he needs to fulfill through you. Let me say that again. Money does not follow hustle. It follows clarity, service, and leverage. You see, most people in their 20s are doing this completely backwards. They try to monetize before they master something. They try to scale before they stabilize. They try to sell before they're serving clearly. And in scripture, stewardship always comes before multiplication. So before there's abundance, there is order. Before provision, there is responsibility. And before authority, there is obedience. And that applies to whether you're a person of faith or not, because it's just God's design. And so if you cannot steward your time, your attention, your energy, or your message, then you're not really ready to steward the impact, the income, or the influence that God really has for you. So staying broke really isn't a financial issue. It's really a leadership issue. So what's the system that fixes this? It's called stewardship stacking. And if you get this right, 10K to 50K months stop feeling magical and mystical and start feeling like it's really meant for you. Here it is. Step 1, steward your inputs before you chase outputs. Your inputs are what you consume daily, what you say yes to, what you say no to, and what you give attention to repeatedly and consistently. And if your inputs are chaotic, your outputs will be inconsistent. You see, you're overstimulated. You're not underskilled. So the fix isn't more tactics, it's more intentional inputs. Step 2, clarify one problem that you're willing to serve. An offer is not what you sell, an offer is how you serve another person's specific need. And here's the kicker. The truth is that they need to truly desire it. So if you can't explain who you help, what problem you solve, and what unique transformation that you provide to somebody else in one sentence, then money won't follow because your message and your offer clarity precedes cash flow. All right, step number 3, build trust before you ask for transactions. Trust is built through consistent messaging, repeated exposure, and demonstrated understanding. And that's why content really matters, but not just any random content, or else all my aunties on Facebook and Instagram would be going viral and monetizing from their socials long before me. No, but seriously, they post anything and everything on their socials. But if you want to be generating impact, income, and influence, then you need to post authority building content. You see, authority building content answers questions like, do they understand me? Can they guide me? Can they trust me? And if not, then your offer, it won't convert. Step number 4, create simple leverage. Leverage is not complexity. It's repeatability. One message, one offer, one system. You see, the people making consistent money aren't doing more. They're doing less, but with purpose and with intention. They've simplified their content to content pillars that consist of their top 3 to 5 interests and unique lived experiences, and then bring in low-hanging fruit content ideas so you don't have to have this major Heart Productions budget. And to top things off, they just do more cool stuff that they enjoy, that their audience enjoys on a daily basis, and then document it. This is how you create leverage, right? Creating something with what you already have in your hands and the resources that you have right at your disposal. So you need to start spending more time being resourceful, being adaptable, and being disciplined to using what's right in front of you. Now, let me make this extremely practical. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, but what do I actually do this week? Here's a simple reset exercise that I want you to implement. Exercise 1, audit your attention. Ask yourself, what am I consuming daily? Does it sharpen me or does it leave me scatterbrained? Does it move me towards service or towards distraction? And start removing one thing that drains you. Exercise 2, define your one-line offer. I want you to fill this in, okay? I help target audience struggling with problem to achieve desired benefit. And if you can't fill that in, you're not really ready to scale. And that's okay, because clarity comes before speed. Also, bonus, make sure it's a desired benefit and not a feature. An example of a feature is I have a content system that automates your booking in 2 hours a month, while the benefit is you'll scale brand authority and income by not letting leads slip through the cracks and spend less time, talents, and treasures by investing into it. This is something that my agency, Maricaros Media, specializes in for our clients and what I try to help with members that come through the MK Lab. Exercise 3, align your content with service. Before you post, ask, does this help someone think clearer? Does this solve a problem? And does this build trust? Now, I'm not going to say don't post at all, but if the goal to build yourself as an authority or thought leader in the space and monetize from it, then you'd want to consider not posting those random posts, because those random posts could be hindering your perceived value, which I touch on deeper with all of my coaching clients. You see, content in and of itself is not self-expression. That's art. Content is selfless expression, always looking to serve the need of the person beside you. Exercise 4, choose stewardship over speed. Stop chasing overnight success. Start building repeatable excellence, because stewardship compounds and trends and hype, it really just expires. And if this resonated with you, here's my invitation. Don't just watch, I want you to go apply. So this week, simplify your inputs, clarify your service, and lead with Christ-like intention. And if you want more content like this, where we talk about faith, business, leadership, sales and marketing, and stewardship, then please hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and turn on your notification bell. And if you're someone who wants to build income without burning out your faith, your family, your finances, or your integrity, stay close, because that's what this channel is all about. So comment below system if you're ready to stop hustling randomly and start building with intentionality. And until next time, stay blessed, stay grounded, and let's grow. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.